Hello, welcome to Wraith Reviews Books and Films. Today, in this video, I am going to discuss about a novel, 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Before discussing about the novel, it is important for us to know about the author. Gabriel Garcia Marquez was a Colombian novelist, short story writer, screenwriter and journalist. Marquez is considered one of the greatest authors of 20th century and he was awarded with Nobel Prize in the year 1982. His works are not only highly critically acclaimed but they are high on commercial success also. He popularized the form magic realism at its best. His remarkable novels are Love in the Time of Cholera, 100 Years of Solitude, Memories of My Melancholy Horse, etc. Marquez left us in the year 2014. So coming back to the novel, 100 Years of Solitude was first published on May 1967. Since then, it has been translated into 46 languages and has been sold more than 50 million copies. It is actually a landmark novel in the world of literature. It is an account of lives of 7 generations of a family, namely the Buendia family. The patriarch of the family, Jose Arcadio Buendia, with his wife Ursula, founded a town, a fictitious town, Macondo, which is surrounded by water and isolated from the world. How the family lived there, how things got around the city, how the civilization resolved around the city, how topography affected the town and the particular family. It's all been depicted here. It depicts how the city and Buendia family itself goes into the state of oblivion from everyone's memory. 100 Years of Solitude is a very complicated novel with multiple characters with their shades and lots of plot deviations. And at the end, all sums up to celebrate the motif of the novel. So it is not possible to summarize the entire novel, but I am here giving you an outline of the novel. Jose Arcadio Buendia and Ursula Iguaran got married in spite of being cousins. They escaped their native place as Jose Arcadio Buendia murdered a man and founded a new place, Macondo. They are visited by gypsies, mainly Malkiades, who inspired Jose Arcadio Buendia to explore the world and instigate in him scientific thrust. They had 3 children, 2 sons, Jose Arcadio and Colonel Aureliano Buendia, and a daughter, Amaranta. This forms the second generation. In their household, an orphan took shelter. Her name was Rebecca. Later, Rebecca got married to Jose Arcadio and Colonel Aureliano Buendia got married to Remedios Moscote. Colonel Aureliano Buendia and Jose Arcadio got involved with the same woman, Pilar Ternera, and they had sons by the same woman. Colonel Aureliano Buendia and Jose Arcadio fathered Aureliano Jose and Arcadio respectively. On the other hand, Colonel Aureliano Buendia fathered more 17 sons with different women. They are Christianized with the same name, Aurelianos. This is third generation. Arcadio got married to Santa Sofia de la Piedad and had twin sons, Aureliano Segundo and Jose Arcadio Segundo, and a daughter, Remedios the Beauty. This is fourth generation. Aureliano Segundo got married to Fernanda del Carpio and had 2 daughters, Renata Remedios and Amaranta Ursula, and a son, Jose Arcadio. This is 5th generation. Renata Remedios got involved with Mauricio Babilona and gave birth to an illegitimate son, Aureliano. This is 6th generation. This Aureliano falls in love with his aunt Amaranta Ursula and fathered a son. This son is the last and seventh generation. Amaranta died on giving birth for excessive bleeding, and the son left alone by his father Aureliano, who could not tolerate this tragic outcome. Eventually, the boy died of being eaten up by ants. In a desolated place, Aureliano discovered that he is the last survivor of Vindhya family. The family who once discovered the town went to the state of oblivion from each and everyone's memory. And he finds out that entire history of his family was written by a gypsy Malkiades 100 years back in Sanskrit to be deciphered by the last member of this family, that he himself. The novel ends up with a sudden rise up of swirl of wind that covers up everything round them. Giving an outline of this novel is not enough. This novel is completely theme based, and this novel is not based on a singular theme. There are multiple themes, sub-themes, and all are entangled to portray the motif of the novel. Macondo. Macondo, the fictitious town, is itself a theme. It is a solitary place, being aloof from the world, and its similarity to the outer world is so obvious that we think that it is our neighborhood. We seriously don't know whose solitude has been described in this novel, the place or the family. The founding, the development, the reformation, and finally how the town decayed is still a story to evolve. The development and decay of the town can be divided into 4 segments with some outer factors. Firstly came gypsies. They shew the town the innovation of outer world in the name of magic. Sometimes it is merely ice. It is the childhood of the town, the first generation of Vindhya. Secondly came the war, civil war, a war between conservative and liberal parties. It is a phase of adolescence. It came with second generation with Colonel Aureliano Vindhya and lasted till Jose Arcadio Segundo. The effect of adolescence continued till youth, which transformed the town and Vindhya in its own way and parallelly also. In the name of civilization came thirdly railroad. Here railroad is established in Macondo and connects it with the outer world. We can see the effect on Aureliano Segundo and Fernanda. Last but not the least came colonization in the name of Banana Company. It is the ultimate to bring massacre in the town and in the Vindhyas. So we can see how the world changed around Macondo and Macondo affected Vindhyas. Second theme, reality and its acceptance. The story is culmination of different perspective of different characters, and this difference brings out the credibility of reality. Fernanda and Petra Cotes bear different perspective, and in a culmination they belong to the same realm of reality. Magic, surrealism, supernaturalism, all this blended in this novel as if these are indispensable part to convey the happenings. Is reality beyond past? And does it not forecast future? It is not. Present, today, now real is a product of past real, and it proceeds to future real. A singular incident is not an individual consequence, or it doesn't forebode the future. And this novel shows a mastercraft in amalgamation of past, present and future. The third theme is death. Death and decay is inevitable for every existing particle in this world. But in this novel, we can see every member and the Buendia house itself, along with the town, falls in decay in their own individualistic way. As if this distinctive way of death is celebrated throughout the novel. For example, Jose Arcadio Buendia, the patriarch of the family, died a normal death but being tied up in a chestnut tree, and his last successor, a nameless boy, was died being eaten up by ants. While Amaranta could tell time of her death, Santa Sofia de la Piedad simply walks off. Remedios the beauty flies off to the eternity, and Amaranta Ursula died of labor pain. Then come the theme of love and marriage. In my opinion, this novel is a love story in its core. Love which is left unfulfilled generation after generation. It questions about the liability of the marriage. Men, women, love or lust doesn't depend on social stigma. That is why we can see Jose Arcadio Buendia, the patriarch of the family, falls in love, an incestuous love with his cousin Ursula. The same follows with Aureliano Jose with his aunt Amaranta, and it brought the catastrophe in the last generation when Aureliano fathered a son with Amaranta Ursula, his aunt. Love doesn't follow the social status also. Aureliano Segundo actually shares a reciprocated love with Petra Cortes, who was his mistress. Renata Remedios falls in love with Marichu Babilona, who was a mechanic. Marriage and its burden has been shown with Aureliano Segundo and Fernanda del Caprio, and again it shadows the marriage of Amaranta Ursula and Gaston. Feminism is also a theme that the novel based on. All the female characters in this male chauvinistic world left a watermark in this novel. Ursula did not leave the adversity while establishing the town. She reared up all the generation, and her experience gave her ultimate wisdom. She is a warrior. Amaranta showed the sacrifice and patience in love. Rebecca the hermit, the mystic child, drew a portrait of love being alone in the world. Remedios, the mother, could adopt her husband's illegitimate child. Santa Sofia de la Piedad could let go her material worldly rights even after nursing and caring all the generations. Fernanda tried to harmonize her household. Actually, she had to fight against the upheavals in the family and the society. Petra Cortes served knowingly and unknowingly, saved the family, the Buendia family. Remedios the beauty, a personification of innocence, and Renata Remedios, selfless tragic lover, so is Amaranta Ursula. Who is the hero of the novel? Ursula. She is not the hero, she is also a theme. She became mother, grandmother, great-grandmother and great-great-grandmother, and became 100 years. In her solitude, she has seen the death of her family members one after one, maybe in consequence of age, war, stupidity or violence, whatever. It is as if on a mountain top she is sitting and she is looking up the travelers who is coming up and going down. It is her point of view, not the third person or the reader's point of view, that is projected. It is her 100 years of solitude that enabled Aureliano to decipher Melchiades' script of life of Buendia family. It is more important for us to discuss about the narrative technique of the novel. To project the theme and plot of the novel, it is most noteworthy to mention the narrative technique of this particular novel. It is unique in its slow pace, it is detailing, and the grandeur of vocabulary is apt to describe the magic realism of the novel. The entire novel is described from third-person omniscient point of view, so the readers may consider it is Melchiades, the gypsy of the novel, the writer himself Gabriel Garcia Marquez, or any other person with whom the reader can relate himself. 100 Years of Solitude is not a novel, it's a thesis paper. Here I have given you a very short account on the author, about the background, detailing about the summary and very short account on the themes and narrative technique to encourage you to read the novel. It's a journey. Once you complete the journey, you will feel the ultimate happiness. If you like my video and want to know many things about good literature and good films, please do like my channel, share and subscribe. Thank you.